Hi everybody, welcome to my video blog. Today we're going to talk about the 5 strategies to win a multiple offer situation, so stick around. Strategy number 1, offer the highest price you can possibly afford. Long gone are the days where we can send in an offer and the seller counters that offer. Guys, we've got to go in like guns blazing. Go in there with everything you got. What does that mean? Not only a high price, but you could consider what's called an escalation clause. That means you offer a price, whether it's list price or a bit more, and you say, hey, I'll pay $1,000, $1,500, $2,500 over the next highest verifiable offer up to a ceiling. The cool part about that is you don't necessarily overpay, but you do put a super high cap, and it creates a higher offer in the eyes of the seller. Another opportunity is to put down a lot of earnest money. So in South Carolina, we don't want to go above $7,500 because that takes you from small claims court up to big boy court. So anything under $7,500 that you can afford to put down would be awesome. Remember, that money is yours and it goes towards the closing. So as long as you feel like you're going to move forward, that money is worth putting down for the earnest. And last but not least, consider an appraisal gap. What is that? That means if you offer $500,000 and the home appraises for $490,000, that you are willing to bring cash to the table for the difference. What does that mean? It means you need to have an extra $10,000 in your bank account to cover the gap between the appraised value and the contract price. These are very common nowadays, guys. If you can afford to do it and it makes sense for you, discuss it with your agent, then use this strategy. Strategy number 2, get your finances in order. It is so important on the front end to get a local lender, to get approved through underwriting, meaning that you are just like a cash buyer. Send that pre-approval with the offer and even go the extra mile. Have that lender call the agent and say, hey, my client is so well approved, you need to take this offer. And if you are going to do an appraisal gap, make sure you have proof of funds. Strategy number 3, before you make the offer, your agent should be calling the seller's agent to find out what's important to the seller. You know, nowadays, people are selling their home and they have nowhere to go, right? Because you can't find a home to buy. So call that selling agent and say, hey, does the seller need time to rent back? Is there anything else other than price that's important to that seller? Find a way to make your offer stand out, and you don't know if you don't ask. Strategy number 4, make that offer as clean as possible. What does that mean? That means a super short inspection time. Or maybe you don't even need an inspection because the house is newer or in good shape. Or maybe you were able to bring an inspector to the showing and that inspector did a quick look and you feel comfortable not having to ask for an inspection. Consider whether you need an appraisal. If you can waive that appraisal, all the better. Talk to your agent, make sure that you can afford to do that, but that has been an excellent way to make your offer stand out. Don't ask for small things like home warranties or to have the seller pay transfer fees or the seller to pay for the termite inspection. Put all of that cost onto the buyer. And lastly, you could even waive that termite inspection. Now, it's going to depend on whether the house has a termite bond, whether it's a single family or a condo, but consider these options to write the absolute cleanest offer possible. And strategy number 5 is consider some of the cash offer programs that are out there. Depending on where you are in the country, some lenders are doing bridge loans so that you can actually purchase a home before you have to sell yours. There are other programs out there, Homeward, Knock, Ribbon, that are offering all kinds of options so that you can purchase a home before you have to sell your own. And that's huge. When we have a market of such low inventory, it is so comforting to know where you're going before you have to sell your home. If you need any specific advice on what's going on in your specific market, call me. You got my number on the screen, and we'll talk to you soon. Because with the talking, it was like I was talking in my.
But then you were still like talking.
But it was still like talking. I'm like, this is really weird. No seller's gonna take your gap. You show that you can afford to pay that. Yeah.